Jeff, sex and love addict, codependent, adult child, recovered alcoholic, just for today. Um, I would also like to say I am a follower of Christ and slave of God, as Paul always put it. But I will be honest, fellas, brothers and sisters in Christ, and in other places and areas of recovery or whatever in life in general. I've drifted away some. I have. I got lazy. I stopped reading the Bible, and I just started drifting off. It's real easy to do, and I really want to try to get re-exposed to it because that's when I was feeling pretty connected to life in general. But today is May the 7th, where I am in the afternoon here in Chiang Mai, Thailand. And I just want to say, like, I can really see the benefits of doing this YouTube channel, this healing shame channel that I'm working on now, putting it together as a resource for anybody who might want to watch it now or later or get something out of it. I'm happy if it helps somebody, even one person. It doesn't matter. Um, but I can say that it's interesting because you make friends on here, you get a comment or two on your video, and then you've got enemies that come up too. It's like make a video about something about this or that race or whatever, and then somebody wants to come up and threaten me, and I'm like, I just kind of just nonchalantly respond, okay, looking forward to meeting, man. And I'm just like, man, it's humorous what people think that they can do, or intimidation and threats they think they can make. I'm not even in that country. It's hilarious, man, that the way people are these days. They just blowing threats, man, every which way. Um, but that's how this works. You touch a few people, then you get to be your authentic self, and you put out a video that is just unapologetically you, joking or presenting a topic that might be controversial. People can't stand it. They just can't take it. And like I told him, I said, "Hey, don't watch my channel, dude. Turn off the TV, bro. You don't have to watch my stuff. That's your problem. You're watching it. That's on you. You don't have to watch it." So, but anyway, today is May the 7th, like I said, and we're going to talk a little bit about anorexia, and we're gonna bring up a topic on sex and love addiction, and I may even do another one on the reading for today from ACA. So let's pop into the reading for SLAA today. Yeah, this is a pretty good read for today. This is May 7th, and this is from the State of Grace SLAA reading, the book. It says, "Date 'em till you hate 'em." We anorectics begin to realize that we have been living our lives for a long time without love. We observe the absence of closeness in certain areas of our lives, and we observe that we are engaged in a policy of dread of others and a strategy to keep them at bay from the anorexia social, sexual, emotional pamphlet. Most of my life, I've stumbled upon relationships. Someone else always let me know of their interest in me. It was rare that I ever expressed an interest in someone else. I was always too afraid to step out there and admit my feelings for someone. Even in recovery, my attempts at dating began through the anonymous safety of a smartphone screen, rarely making any real connections. But once I asked out a woman I met at a social gathering. At first, she seemed just my type, but it didn't take long before I realized we had very little in common. She was more concerned with grooming me into her ideal partner than getting to know the real me. My sponsor didn't say, "Date her till you hate her," but he might as well have. He said I needed the dating experience, but eventually it was too much for me. I finally told her how I felt. She told me that she had certain expectations of people she dated. I told her that I wasn't interested in meeting her expectations. It's not worth it to stay with someone who doesn't like or love you for who you are, but it might be worth it to spend enough time with them to figure that out. And here's our affirmation or our mantra or meditation for today. I work through my fear of connection and check my motives before leaving a dating situation. I can say honestly, without a shadow of a doubt, I have a hard time connecting with people. I am socially inept, and I never learned how to date when I was in high school. So my ability to really connect with not only women, but this extends to men as well. Trying to make guy friends is a challenge for me. It's tough. Um, you know, I just don't know how to relate to people. I've been through some things in my life. I've experienced some things that other people have not. I have a pretty unique story. And, I've lived as an expat for 13 years, really on and off for 13 years. I've been an expat in Asia and teaching and traveling the world and going around everywhere. So, especially going back to my home country of origin, culture of origin, there's not a lot of that I have in common with the people there too much, except that I was born there and raised there. But aside from that, there's not really a whole lot else. They've got a certain way they live that is a little bit too materialistic for me. Even some of my own family members, they have an idea of what life is supposed to be like or look like or what you're supposed to own. And so just that right there makes me want to keep them at bay. I can't understand them. They sure as hell probably don't understand the life I'm living. And they're thinking, why is Jeff doing this? What is he doing? What does he have to show for his time overseas? As if you're supposed to show anything for your time here on earth. That's just a common misconception people have. Um, and I just remember a comment that was made by my aunt, who I guess said that my cousin said, "Well, where's Jeff's stuff?" And I guess, I was like, "What does she mean, where's Jeff's stuff? Like, I'm supposed to have stuff, And it made me think, like, where's Jeff's stuff? Where's his, what do you mean, where's my stuff? What kind of life are you living? See, they've got to have stuff. Like, well, where's Jeff's dishes, and where does he put his mattress and his this and that and all this stuff that these people have accumulated over the years of, that's living a comfortable life. That's the life they've chosen to live because they never experienced anything different. They didn't step out of their comfort zone. They stayed in what was comfortable and what they knew to do. And that's awesome. That's great. But it got me to thinking, it did. It got me to think, how can I connect with anyone when they have that mentality and I have this mentality? I've got an expat, I've got a vagabond, a nomad mentality. Now, I've just been gone too long. I'm not saying I want to stay gone from there because I do crave stability at the same time. But, when it comes to the dating world, also extend this into dating. Uh, I usually go into dating too fast. I jump in, and next thing you know, we're planning to get married, and I've only known the girl for a couple months because I'm desperate. I'm ready to settle down, and this person probably isn't the right fit for me, but I stay in it too long, actually. So I'm not necessarily an anorectic in sex and love addiction, but I am someone who has a hard time connecting with others, and I do keep people at bay internally. At the emotional level, I tend to be emotionally unavailable sometimes. I'm willing to talk, but there is a difference between talking, being an open communicator, a direct communicator, and being emotionally available. I dated someone who was very, very open communicator, very, very honest in their approach, but they were really not emotionally available either. So it's tricky, and I've got to learn how to, you know, um, communicate my emotions, my ideas, know when to pull the plug on things. Date them till you hate them. It's a great motto. Sometimes I need to also uh, get out before I go under. So get out before you go under. Date them till you hate them. Whatever you want to say. You can have any kind of little, apropos or whatever, little clever phrase or expression. But I'm learning, and it takes time, and you've got to date enough to learn what's a good fit and what's not. And that's all I have. Till next time, all the best.